back to The Christian View, and today we're visiting with Michael Lohan. And Michael, you've had a long journey, and you talked a little bit with us about that journey, but I want to hear a little bit more about that. And you talk about the broken heart syndrome, and that really speaks to me. And that's that hole in our heart that we try to fill with illegitimate things. So tell me a little bit about that journey of those things you tried to fill that hole with first before you found the Lord.
Sure. You've really done your homework. I didn't. Broken heart syndrome, the broken sparrow syndrome. Actually, when I looked into addiction, I always tried to look into the trauma or the core issues that really led to somebody, going off that path.
Right.
The trigger that really was the flip that, the thing that flipped the switch of addiction. And when you really get down to it, everyone that has been led to drinking or drugs or any kind of illicit activity in their life, any kind of sin, there's always something in their life or their heart that's been broken.
Right.
And they try to fill it with all the wrong things. And it's my opinion that the only way to really, really heal that heart is to really push it together and bring that crack together and push everything out that was put in. And until you really address each one of the things, like the Lord says, you have to address each one of the sins that you've committed in order to get rid of them. It's T.D. Jakes had he had spoken once, and I heard him about the devil having a hold on each one of your belt loops on your pants.
Yeah.
And until you actually confess for each one of those sins, if he has one finger on one belt loop, he's going to hold you back for the rest of your life.
Get you. That's so true.
And it's the same thing with addiction. I mean, when I speak to my clients, I tell them, look, you have to envision each one of those things that you've gone through in your life as a rock in a backpack. And until you take each one out and address it and get rid of that, you're going to carry it around for the rest of your life. So you have to get rid of all of it, or else you'll be held back.
You have started Dream International Recovery Center. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about the programs there and what kind of inspired you to move to that level to work with teens?
Well, it was after working with teens at the beginning, I moved on, and let me just clear one thing up. Teen Challenge is not just for teens; it's for everybody. It started off for teens by David Wilkerson, God rest his soul. He's amazing. His brother Don and my senior pastor, Pastor Jimmy Jack, actually he's the head of Worldwide Teen Challenge. I started there, and I went to the adolescent programs, but then from there I was asked to build and start programs for other people until I got to the point where I saw even for them it was about the money. So I went and started my own. It was my dream, so I called it Dream. But unfortunately they went in their own direction after we started making money. So more than anything now, I refer people to the right treatment programs for them. I work with a company called Lake Haven down in Florida that has a Christian program.
That's wonderful.
They're in Pompano Beach. Because I truly believe unless you have Christ in your life and you have God in your program, it's not possible to get better.
Well, statistics will tell us that.
Oh,
the Christian programs that are out there for the drug treatment programs are much more highly successful than the ones that don't incorporate that. Well, even AA, is successful at that.
I mean, statistically, 9 out of 10 people relapse. That are in secular programs.
Absolutely.
But Michael, let me tell you something.
But not in Christian programs. 7 out of 10 people make it in Christian programs.
But Michael, you yourself have literally gone out on the streets and tried to find these teenagers for people too, for families. That's what I admire so much about you, is the fact that you don't just start a great rehab center. You literally go out to the streets and try to find those children for parents.
That's where they are. You find them on the streets. They're not in their houses.
Yeah, 1.3 million, is that right? 1.3 million runaways a night is the statistic that I saw.
Well, 26.3 million people in the United States have some kind of addiction problems.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Michael, this was once maybe just a dream or a vision. What was the catalyst that said, I'm going to go out and do this? I'm going to go out and start a recovery program?
Seeing all the other programs that weren't doing it the right way. Addiction is not cookie cutter, and unfortunately treatment centers are cookie cutter, and you go to your regular group meetings and you get one-on-one treatment maybe once a week, if that. You don't have EMDR, you don't have a Christian program, you don't have neurobiofeedback. There's so many different modalities. Let's not forget, it's not just a saying that treatment is about the mind, the body, and the spirit. You can heal the mind, You can heal the body, but you also have to heal the spirit.
And Michael, can you talk a little bit about, I know we've been mentioning the word addiction, but a lot of times people only think of addiction in the form of either prescription or illegal drugs. But can you talk about some of the other things that a lot of our young people are addicted to that they may need treatment for?
Well, addiction can be spelled in actually 3 letters, S-I-N.
Yes.
No matter how you look at it, because any kind of addiction is
Did my mouth just fall wide open?
But
Did that not hit it right there on the head? But now I'm...
Bing. It's a sinful nature. I mean, let's look at all the different kinds of, whether it's shopping, whether it's food,
Anything.
whether it's anything.
Social media?
Sex. Well, listen, there are addictions.
Yes.
Can that cause, look at, addiction is something that causes negative consequences in your life.
Right.
Social media can, when you're
Yes.
texting on a phone and you're on social media, you get in an accident.
And your
it's a
baby's out there on
negative
the road.
consequence.
Yeah, they got out of the house while you here.
It's not having your
Yes.
eye on the prize, and the
That's
prize
right.
is
And
God.
Michael,
Amen.
I know you've struggled, and I know we're all very aware of Lindsay's struggle. And I'm sure our audience at home and our audience here, that's what they're thinking about. You're best known as Lindsay's dad, and just talk about her. I know you have a great heart for her. There's been a strained relationship. You know, what do you do for her now in the stage that she's in her life and the walk that she's walking as a parent? Because many of us, and I've been there, we had our oldest son in a wilderness program to try and rescue him from a drug issue. What do you do as a parent, and what advice do you have?
Well, that's important, because it's giving advice. It's not telling your child what to do, because when you tell your child what to do, they do the opposite, or you push them further away. And that's the way I approached it at the beginning. I told her what to do, what I thought was right and wrong, and that didn't work. And of course, we were at great odds when she was in her addiction, and I was trying to help her, because no child wants to hear I'm not your friend, I'm your dad.
Right.
You know, I want to be friendly with you. I want to have that relationship with you, but I'm your dad. I've been down that road. I know what's better. I have all these years of experience under my belt. You don't, sweetheart.
Right.
I mean, let's just let's
Honesty and
face the
transparency.
facts. And now, I mean, we're best friends, as I am with my other children, and Dina and I, my ex-wife, are on great terms.
Good.
But God heals, and when you come right with Him, He'll come right with you.
Amen. Amen.
Stay with us. We're coming right back with Michael Lohan. Thank you so much.